PSYC3188. What I'm going to do is a series of videos, and I will post them all to D2L. You should watch the videos because they will contain informative information, some of which will probably be on your test. This first video, what I'm going to do is just kind of go over what the parameters of the class are, what I expect you to do, as well as guide you through the D2L website so you can know what you're in store for, how to navigate it, and use your time more wisely. So in terms of the content, here we have all of the chapters listed, and if you click on any of the chapters, you'll see a video there, as well as currently you'll see one video in chapter 1. I'll probably upload a couple more by the time the course gets rolling. But if all you have to do is come down and click, and you see this links out to a YouTube video, which I think has some pretty good content regarding the economics of sex. Basically, what each gender is looking for in terms of sexuality, and the various prices we pay for sex. You will also see along the side here not only the table of contents, but you should also see a calendar. If you go to the course home, upcoming events tell you each of the things that are due and when they're due. Basically, the class is broken up to a series of modules. What you need to do is for each module, so for example, let's imagine the first one, we go through chapter 1, 2, 3, and the appendix A, sex and evolution. What you need to do is read each of those chapters, make sure you read before the exam and enough time to study, as well as there's a quiz associated with each of those exams. There is not a quiz for appendix A. And what the quizzes are, there will be about 20-25 questions per quiz, and you'll have 2 hours to take it. So it's not exactly a hard quiz or multiple choice. It's really there as a learning mechanism. And what you could do is earn up to 1 point per quiz toward your final grade. So if I come up here to quiz 1, it says not attempted, and if I clicked on it, it would launch. And you notice the dates for that are starting January 6th up until January 28th. Those dates may vary for future classes, but notice the point of it, it's synced to the first exam. So basically you'll have video to watch, a quiz to take, a series of quizzes per chapter, as well as discussions to engage in, and those will be available, say, from the start of class up until the first exam. When the first exam starts, you will not be able to take the quiz. You will not be able to post discussions. Those need to be done before the first exam. When the first exam happens, you will have 24 hours to take the exam. You can take it anywhere you like. I highly recommend, though, that you take the exam at a computer on campus. That way, if you run into any technical difficulties, computer services can support and identify your claim. However, if you take it at home and your cat eats your mouse, the electricity goes out, or some lovely cable net provider crash on you, I tend not to give makeups. So you run taking that at home at your own risk, or wherever you choose to take it. I highly encourage that you need to study before the exams. The exams, you will only have 1 hour. They will be multiple choice exams. They will equally cover content from each of the chapters, some of the content from my videos, and maybe there's some of the videos you watch, or even discussion boards. You need to be prepared for exams. I've been teaching this class for a long time, and do not assume simply because you can take it anywhere, anytime, that you'll answer all the questions in the 1 hour time frame. What I would do is study enough where you could answer 80 to 85 questions cold right off the bat, and then you should be able to look up the other 20 or 15 within the hour time frame. Students who don't study and prepare do not do well in this class. People who do a reasonable amount of study and effort do well in the class. It's an easy enough format to succeed. It's an interesting enough topic to succeed. It's sex. You should be loving this class. You should be so thrilled that you're actually getting college credit to study human sexuality. But do not think simply because you may have had sex in your life that you know everything about human sexuality. It is a very complex issue. In terms of discussion board, you will see that several of the topics tend to be personal in nature. Everything you post is completely anonymous. I can't see it, and I have no desire to see who posted what. However, I do have the capabilities that if someone posts anything inappropriate, to go further into tracking and find out who did that. What do I mean by inappropriate? Do not attack people with different opinions. You can have spirited conversations, you'll have disagreements with individuals, but be polite and courteous about it. Also, you can use any cuss word you like. It is human sexuality. However, stay away from racially charged terms, for example, or calling individuals derogatory sexual terms. So that's the one level of inappropriate behavior that I would not deem correct. You are allowed to, you should post and read all the threads. You'll be graded on that. Well, I can't necessarily track who said what. I can keep track of what you did. So if you don't read anything and don't post anything, the numbers will bear that out. And you'll see the syllabus, you're basically graded on that as a proportion. How many things were posted? How many things did you read? How many things did you post? I also highly encourage students to suggest posts. Most of the questions provided are things that have been that students have suggested in the past be part of the course. I take a very free and open view toward this course. It is your course to learn and discuss the topics you want. Notice some of the things, they are personal nature, but it is anonymous. If, for example, it's a question about sex, like one of these, where's the most unusual place you ever had sex? If you've never had sex, well, just answer, I've never had sex. We've always, interestingly enough, we've had several people who were virgins take this class, and certainly that's an appropriate response. Do not use the message board as a form of entertainment. This is not something you should share with other people, show other people's responses, respect other people's privacy. It's also shouldn't be used for a platform for your friends to express their ideas. This is a graded component of the class. You should be doing the work yourself. Even if you have friends who have have very firm beliefs, this is not the forum for them to express their beliefs. I'm not opposed to a variety of beliefs, but this is a course, and it is for course credit. In terms of the book we use is one of my favorite books. It's by Simon LeVay. Simon LeVay is a wonderful researcher. I like the book because it's a very scientific book, rather than based upon weak science and driven by opinion or ideology. This really tries to focus and take a neutral approach. Obviously, in human sexuality, that's not always the case. I'm going to try and keep all the videos short, so this one's hitting about the 10-minute mark. I'm going to try and keep them all around 15 minutes, 20 minutes, because I can imagine it's not the most enjoyable thing to sit here in front of a computer and listen to me talk for a while. But I will try and make them entertaining, engaging, and most of all, educational. So again, my advice, if you want to succeed in this class, read your book, watch the videos that are posted, post and read comments, suggest new post topics, and I'll be glad to do that. Don't post it yourself, because if you do, it may not always post as anonymous, and therefore it would put people at risk of divulging information they may not want to be associated with them. Make sure you take the quizzes and do them on time. Again, this is kind of bundled in modules. You'll have a series of quizzes, videos to watch, chapters to read, discussions to read and post. Those will be available, and they will relate to the bunch of chapters for an exam. Once that exam stops, all that other material will not be available, so you will lose your ability to earn a grade for that. The exam is available. Be prepared for it. It's up for 24 hours, but you only have 1 hour to take it. It is timed. It will submit automatically after 1 hour, so be prepared for that. Quizzes are 2 hours. There are learning mechanisms. Exams are 1 hour. At that, and it'll start at 7 p.m. and the end will be 7 p.m. the following day. So you should have plenty of time to take it, so you shouldn't forget. I will be sending out emails reminding you of it. And finally, learn and enjoy. This should be an enjoyable, fun class for you. And hopefully you'll come out at the end of it a much more knowledgeable person. So as promised, this will be the end of the video. I look forward to posting several more. Thank you for taking the class, and if you ever need anything from me, you can reach me via email, stop by my office. I'm glad to help you in any way possible. Thanks.